Welcome to Film and Page. I'm Dominic. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about the vinyl pops, and I'm going to be talking about the Dune ones for the David Lynch film because I actually have them both. I bought the Feyd-Rautha one and the Paul Atreides one. But actually, instead of just showing those two, I'm going to actually go through my whole vinyl pop collection, which is pretty short. I only have 5 of them. So I'm actually going to go through them in the order that I got them. So the very first one I ever got was Raccoon. That was the first one, and that was a gift from some friends of mine. They had gotten me this for my birthday because I really liked the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and I knew about Raccoon actually years and years ago during the 80s when they did the miniseries. And I remember picking that miniseries up at a used comic shop that was by my place and really liked the character and was totally blown away. He actually made it onto the big screen, which is a character I never ever thought it would ever happen. And when I first heard about it, I didn't know how they were going to make it work until I seen the film, and I was just totally blown away by it. So this is the very first one. Now there's been a few Raccoon vinyl pops released over the years besides this one, but I think this is one of the first ones. So now the second vinyl pop I picked up was actually this one here, Swamp Thing, and this one is flocked. And the reason why I picked this one up is because I'm a fan of the Swamp Thing, but there's not really a lot of Swamp Thing merchandise. And I just thought it looked cool and I liked the idea that it was flocked. And so this is one that I ordered from the previews catalog, and I had to order this through my local comic shop. There was another version they did of this where it actually, I do believe, glows in the dark. But I think that was like a Comic-Con special release or something like that. So this is actually the second one that I picked up. And what I like about the vinyl pops is you basically, they've made almost everything you can think of into a vinyl pop. So if there's some kind of franchise that you're into that doesn't have a lot of merchandise for it, rest assured there is a vinyl pop of it. Here's the third vinyl pop that I picked up, and it is the Scarlet Witch. And I actually grabbed this one from a thrift shop because it was out there and it was only like $2. So that's almost like pretty much free. And so I decided to pick it up and take it home, even though I'm not a huge Scarlet Witch fan, but I do like the Avengers. So I figured it was only $2 and it was in really good shape, so why not? And you know, vinyl pops, they've made everything in the vinyl pops, as I said earlier. And so if you really want to get serious about collecting these things, they're going to suck up a lot of space. So, you know, that's why I only have a few of them. So we'll start with Feyd-Rautha. So as soon as these things were announced, I wanted to get them. Because as far as the David Lynch Dune goes, there is very little merchandise that you can get these days for that movie. And so I decided I have to get these. These are going to be pretty cool. And that's the good thing about vinyl pops. They make everything in the vinyl pops. So it's kind of cool that the 1984 film, as flawed as that movie is, it was my gateway drug into Dune. Now here is the final one I have in my collection, Paul Atreides vinyl pop. And the thing about, and he's even got the blue eyes, which is kind of neat because usually they just have black eyes. And like the packaging's pretty colorful. It's pretty neat. These are pretty cool things to pick up. Now both of these I ordered off of Amazon.ca, and I think they were in total like $25 for both of them. I think they clocked in at like $12 each. So it's a pretty cool set to have together. Now there is another Feyd-Rautha where he just has that weird his weird underwear that we've seen in the movie there, but that one's really hard to get actually, and it was I think a Comic-Con exclusive, so it's hard to find, and if you can find it, it's actually pretty expensive. So now I know a lot of toy collectors don't like vinyl pops, and I kind of get that. I understand why. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with these things because the thing I don't like about them, it's just so much of them and they're everywhere. Like when I went to the local comic book con in my area last year, there were like every vendor had like walls and walls of these things, and there's just so many of them, and almost to the point where they're starting to squeeze out every other kind of toy collectible in the place, because there's just so many of them, and they're everywhere. You go into like every video game shop here, they have walls of these things, and same thing with comic book shops and stuff like that. And the other thing is, what really annoys a lot of collectors or toy enthusiasts is they're like low effort merchandise. They all look the same. You know, there's not a lot of sculpting in them, in the detail and stuff like that. So they're just mass produced. And another thing people don't like about them is they're always something you see, because I've heard this term thrown around, like fake geeks, like someone who don't really know a lot about geekdom. They just go out and grab some of these things and throw them in the back, and it just comes off as disingenuous. So I kind of understand the dislike for these things, but the reason why I do like them is because where there are so many of them, you can get no matter how obscure the property you're into, there's a good chance you can get a vinyl pop of it. So that's why I like them. Now, I'm not a heavy collector of them. It's just every now and then, if it's a property that's really hard to find or one that really catches my eye, I pick it up. But I only have 5. And this is like over years and years and years since these things have been out. I've only bought 5 of them. So that is all of my vinyl pops I have. That's the Dune ones, plus the other ones. That's my entire collection. The other ones I think I'm going to collect are the ones based on the new film that are coming out. I'll collect those. But I don't want to get too carried away in collecting these things, because, like I said, they do hog up a lot of space. Like, there's a few I thought about collecting, and that was the Masters of the Universe ones, but I decided I didn't want to start going down that road, just because then, you know, it might never end as far as collecting goes. And my place is small, so space in here is a premium. But where I'm so into Dune right now, and I'm so looking forward to that new Dune film that's coming out, I think I'm going to pick up some of the new ones based on the new 2020 Dune film. And definitely looking forward to the Todd McFarlane toys as well. So that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you at the next one. I'd like to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you all in helping this channel grow. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded.